Hello, everybody. God's Green Earth Inhabitant here. What's up? What's up? Let's see who comes on this morning. It's 11:21 p.m. Excuse me, 11:21 a.m. on a Friday, October 28th. I won't stay long. Let me read you this article. This is from the Pickens County Courier, small town newspaper. And this is by Mountain Rhythms. Ron Barnett, staff reporter. Wednesday, October 19th. It seems that there is an increasing problem of homeless people walking the streets of Pickens. That's the way the situation was described by elected officials and community members who participated in a town hall style meeting a couple of weeks ago at the Pickens Senior Center. It was suggested by several participants that homeless people are being bussed in from outside the country. That may be, but after talking with the two people in Pickens County who I think would be in the best position to know, I'm skeptical. Skeptical. Uh, that would be Tracy Gant, who, along with his wife Sunshine, owns and operates the Pickens County Shelter of Hope, and Chris Wilson, who, with her husband Jim, founded the Dream Center in Easley. Tracy said that the people who come to his shelter on the outskirts of Pickens are from Pickens County, other than in a few individual cases. And those, he said, he puts on a bus back to where they came from after giving them a bed for the night. Most recently, the Pickens Police Department brought a man from California to the shelter. He got a bed for the night and a trip back to California, Tracy said. Homeless people are not being shipped to Pickens by the busload, he insisted. All this can be resolved if people would sit down and talk with us, he said. Their shelter opened 2.5 years ago, right around the time the pandemic hit, and other programs for homeless people shut down. The program is patterned after one in Anderson that helped Tracy get his life back together when he was homeless years ago. Most of the shelter's operational funding comes from New Deliverance Church in Easley, which Tracy pastors. He said he gets no pay from either the church or the shelter. All we're doing is trying to help Pickens County and not hurt it, he said. We're doing the best we can with the resources we have. At the Dream Center, Chris said she's been seeing no evidence of homeless people being bussed in. I've not seen that, she said. But just because I haven't experienced it doesn't mean it is not happening. Both the Shelter of Hope and the Dream Center aim to help people who are homeless and want to get back on their feet. The Shelter of Hope actually sends about 25 homeless people a day to classes at the Dream Center, where they learn skills and earn their way back to productive lives, Chris said. The center in Pickens does offer emergency shelter to homeless people who just want to come in out of the woods for the night, Tracy said. But they send them on their way in the morning. The shelter rarely has more than a handful of those, and they can't stay longer. And they can't stay longer term like the others who are taking classes or working. I don't doubt there are homeless people in the street of Pickens, and maybe an increasing number of them. I think it would be unfair to assume that they're criminals or even a nuisance necessarily. I think part of the problem is the perception many people have of homeless people. It's pretty obvious from all the help wanted signs you see in the storefronts and fast food restaurants that there are plenty of jobs out there. So it may be hard to imagine why anyone would be homeless. According to these two local authorities on the subject, there are basically two categories of homeless people. There are those who, because of mental health issues or substance abuse problems, are unwilling to try to live the normal way, and those who have been working in the low paying jobs, living one minor financial setback away from finding themselves on the street. According to Chris, 3 out of 4 of the more than 300 homeless people in the Dream Center has worked with in 2022 have been unable to find affordable housing. That's a problem. Many of these folks are living paycheck to paycheck, and if something happens, like their car breaks down or a family member gets sick, they can't get up their rent and get evicted, she said. I think in our postmodern society, there are relatively fewer homeless people than probably at any time in history. That's why they stand out like the odd person pushing a cluttered shopping buggy along a busy highway. Pickens is a small town, and homeless wonders stand out according to what we see, according to what was said at the town hall meetings. Some residents are loading up their shotguns, just waiting to start shooting looters. How about taking a different approach? Trying Try talking to them, find out what their story is. If they say they're hungry, take them up to McDonald's and sit down and have a hamburger with them. I guarantee you'll learn something. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Super Dave? Got China? No. Okay. What's up, Super Dave? And yes, there are some who are looking to soothe their pain with a bottle of liquor. You can hear some great stories from them too. If you sit with them as they get mellowed. I don't advise that, and I would advise caution in interacting with anyone on the street. You can point them in the direction of the shelter or any other resources you may know of. But remember, they're children of God, just like you are, and give them the respect they deserve. They could be a thief, they could be a saint. Foxholes have holes, foxes have holes, and birds have nests. But the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. Want to be Christ like? Remember, this is not your home. Live like you're homeless. Some of the most fascinating people in the world are those who live on the margins of society. Remember, that for the grace of God, it could be you or me on the street. I am no preacher, but here's my doctrine. Always give something to street musicians. Pray for those suffering from the cold, from loneliness and estrangement from humanity, and do what you can do to help them. And among the best places you can do here is in Pickens County, or with the Shelter of Hope and the Dream Center. Check them out online. Oh, that's the news for today. And again, this was Wednesday, October 19th, 2022. So I'll see everybody later. God bless you. Love, respect. Y'all have a good Friday, great weekend, and aloha.